My name is Angie Seykora, and I'm a third-year sculpture candidate in the MFA program at Edinburgh University of Pennsylvania. Well, I came into Edinburgh making very traditional work, formal compositions out of steel, and since I've been here, my work has changed drastically. I have a process-based studio practice where I'm interested in materials, I'm interested in material culture and what materials are capable of doing. Within my studio practice, I make a number of small material studies, which will then turn into more realized forms that'll see the capability of what a material can do, and I will really want to run with that and push it to a greater degree. But the way I work is very similar to craft-based processes, so such as knitting, crocheting, sewing even. So, making patterns, making large sheets of confetti glued down to vinyl, or electrical tape taped down to vinyl to make a pattern that looks manufactured but is not. Really interests me. And then really, what can I do with this, and what does it mean to make something by hand? I think that there is a delightful surprise or experience that happens when my audience realizes the process that went into making these pieces, or when the viewer realizes that this is something that's a very common material, such as electrical tape or confetti. I think it's very important as an artist to respond to works that emerge through the act of making, and not to limit yourself to one way of making or limit yourself to one mode of expression. And this is exactly why I work across disciplines, because there are times when a three-dimensional work will lend itself best to some of my ideas. I came out of this program making just as much 2D work as I do three-dimensional work, and that's really important. The most important thing I've learned during my time at Edinburgh is that even though there may be times when you feel like you're taking steps back in your studio process, and for me that's making these small studies. Sometimes I feel like sometimes I'm not pushing forward, but so many things come out of these small material studies for me that really allow me to keep pushing forward. And as long as you're continuing to make work, I don't think any work is necessarily a bad piece of work. It all informs part of a larger body, which is important to realize.